Good morning and welcome again to the IPM 2013. In the next 5 minutes or less, I will give you an overview of what operation is going to prepare during the next months to be ready for the opening of Expo Milano 2015. In this presentation, I'll cover 6 main areas: the founding values of operations, access gateways and mobility, the Expo Command and Control Center, the field operation teams, non-food logistics, and accommodation, the Expo Village. Let's start with the founding values. Operation is a complex word to talk about. It's a complex word mainly because of the many activities you have to run. The duration of the event increases the complexity. 6 months is a long time for operation. In our approach, operations is not simply an operational matter, but it's a matter of mindset. Operations is an attitude. That's why I want to start this talk through our operation system by sharing with you the 7 values that are the pillars of our system. These 7 values describe our approach, our attitude, and our rationale in setting up operations. The first pillar is accountability. We are putting together a team accountable from the beginning to the end for everything happening during the exhibition, from security and safety to mobility, from logistics and supply chain to waste management, from technological issues to cleaning, to accommodation. We will dedicate a team to each participant, and this will be accountable for any issue you may have. Next, reciprocity. This is our second value. Your success will be our success. The operations team we will dedicate to each of you will be your single point of contact, providing all the support you need during the event period. The third is proximity. This is really easy to explain. We want to be where things happen, a step ahead wherever you move. As you know, Expo Milano 2015 will be a smart city based on 5 different technological layers. We will stand by you with our smart people and our smart technological solutions. The fourth pillar is a fast reaction. When you set up the operation for such a complex event, you analyze a lot of variables. You predict a lot of events. You design solutions. But trust me, it's not actually possible to predict everything that could happen. That's why it's always people who make the difference. And our people are trained to make the difference. Our people are skilled in reacting fast to anything that could happen. Moving on to the next pillar, technological blueprint. Our people's technological expertise will maximize operational effectiveness and efficiency, getting the best from the 5 technological layers of the Expo Smart City. Number 6, focus. We will focus on 3 goals: participant satisfaction, excellent visitor experience, and organizer success. The last value is commitment. What do I mean by commitment? We mean that by the end of 2013, we will complete the overall planning stage for operations, We know what we need to do. We will achieve it. No hesitation, no excuse. In an event like a universal exhibition, operations is required to manage a multitude of different activities, ensuring the coordination of everything happening. This is the reason why we created the unit based on the operational critical success factors. In this slide, we show the main critical success factors: supply chain, mobility, maintenance, field operations, technical services, information technology, and all the activities we will be in charge of during the event period. We cover from logistics to ticketing, from mobility to maintenance, from accommodation to security and safety, from food and beverage to accreditation, from shuttle service to queue management. So just to recap, we have 7 founding values: accountability, reciprocity, proximity, fast reaction, technological blueprint, focus, commitment, and to make it all happen, a unit based on the operational critical success factors. So much for the founding values. Now let's move on to access and mobility. You know we forecast 20 million visitors and 24 million visits, because 4 million of these will be repeat visitors. We expect to have an average of 130,000 visitors per day and a peak of 250,000 visitors, most of them, as you would expect, on Saturdays and Sundays. How will all these people get to the site? We forecast different modes of arrival: 32% by metro, 25% by railway, 19% by coach, 20% by car, and 4% by taxi. To receive all these people, the site will have 4 different pedestrian access gateways. This is the maximum possible for the site environment and should prevent any kind of queues and crowds at the gates. These gates will be fitted out with 200 ticket readers, 100 X-ray machines, and 400 arches for X-ray. We will have a random airport-style security checks to ensure maximum security for all of us. But let's go back to the 4 gates. The 4 gates are the East Gate, where we expect to receive 18% of the visitors and will be reserved for taxis, coaches, and shuttles from the more distant parking areas. The South Gate, with 12% for coaches and some fast-track access for the participant staff. The Southwest Gate, 36% for the visitor arriving to the site by metro, and again, for shuttles from the more distant parking areas. The Northwest Gate, 34% for people arriving by train. The site will also have 7 access points for vehicles, positioned on the north side of the site and reserved only for logistics and emergency operations. A shuttle service operating around the site internal perimeter will be available for all participants and visitors, and there will be 25 coaches and 12 bus stops operating all through opening hours. Now let's look at the next point, the Expo Command and Control Center, or the EC Cubed, as we call it, the advanced gearing of the exhibition. In some ways, EC Cubed is the heart of the event, and it will guarantee participants and visitors a unified coordination of all the activities. In the EC Cubed, operating 24 hours per day, 7 days per week over the whole 6 months, we identified 3 different main components. The first is the control room for the technology service support and security coordinated by Expo staff, the red box. The control room has the task of providing, on the one hand, the operation and maintenance of the processes, and on the other hand, the quality control of the partners' technological infrastructures, services, and physical security delivered on site. The second component is a dedicated situation room, the green box, where all the Expo non-technological partners will manage their own operations platform to provide the service required to the maximum quality level. From the last, the blue box, all the public authorities will be supervising the overall security of the event. All these control and situation rooms will cooperate with each other and with the operation teams on the ground through a software, the event logbook. The event logbook is a request and notification system created to track and manage the requests and activities on the ground. The event logbook will be available through a web platform for the service center, for the partners' help desk, and for the participants' pavilion. Through the logbook, the field operation teams will inform the Expo Command and Control Center about everything happening on the ground related to any participant and visitor request or related to queues, lighting, vandalism, waste management, signage, technology issues, and so on. Here you can see the outside view of the Expo Command and Control Center. And this shows the service supplier situation rooms. I would like to go back now to the event logbook. Let's stop for a few minutes and see a demonstration of how the event logbook works. summarize the Expo Command and Control Center, we have three main components: the control room for technological and security partners, the situation room for service partners, the emergency room for public authorities, plus the event logbook, the tool for tracking and managing all the requests related to the events on the ground. Let's now turn our attention to the field operations and to our teams, and let me say, to our people. We believe it's essential to act with a global approach and a local touch, because the experience, the motivation, and the needs of each of you will be different and will require a customized service. This is why we decided to divide the exhibition site into sectors and units. There will be 84 sectors, and these are additionally subdivided into around 200 units. Sectors will be made up of self-built pavilions, clusters, and service areas. Units will be participants' exhibition spaces or key areas for the visitor experience. If you look at this slide, you find the example of sectors S44 and S46 and the units of participants 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each sector will be assigned to a sector manager working 24 hours per day, 7 days per week on a rotating shift. And each unit will be under the responsibility of a unit manager working 16 hours per day, 7 days per week on a rotating shift like the other managers. So, each participant will have a dedicated sector manager and a dedicated unit manager. And this means for each of you to have a single point of contact taking care of your issues until they are fully solved. Now I need to ask you for something. The support of participants to the operation system is fundamental for the success of the event. I will therefore like to ask each of you to appoint a chief operating officer. This person will be the reference point between your team and me and my teams on the ground before and during the event period. This is very important for the correct functioning of the operation systems. Let me talk a bit more about the field operation teams. The field operation teams are formed by 850 professionals and around 18,000 volunteers, fully dedicated to deliver the best participant and visitor experience. We will have 283 sector managers and 563 unit managers. This means that the field operation teams, with an end-to-end approach, will have the responsibility of managing all the activities on the ground, taking care of the participant and visitor issues. Through our field operation teams and the event logbook, any participant request will be tracked and traced by the AC Cubed until fully solved. Let's focus now on training. Training is one of the most important critical success factors to achieve our goals and a positive Expo experience. Everyone in the field operations teams will receive a full training before the event. The professionals will attend an 80-hour training course on operational procedures, security and emergency procedures, first aid, fire prevention, panic and stress control, and last, visitor relations. The volunteers will attend a 50-hour training course on visitor relations, in and out flow management, queue management, first aid, fire prevention, and security. Let me just recap so far. The site will be divided into sectors and units, 84 sectors and 200 units. Each participant will have a single point of contact through a dedicated sector manager, a unit manager, and a field operation team. You should appoint a chief operations officer to be constantly in touch with me and my team. The field operations teams, 850 professionals and around 18,000 volunteers, all fully trained. We have focused on founding values, access, EC cubed, field operation teams. Now let's look at the next point, non-food logistics. During these weeks, we are issuing the request for proposal for non-food logistics provider. By the latest mid-November, we will communicate to all of you the official logistics provider of Expo Milano 2015. In the meantime, I want to provide you with all the information regarding the logistics processes we set up during the bidding. We have identified the 3 key drivers that will define the success of our logistics operations. The first is security and safety. The second is on-site efficiency. And the last is a simplified custom clearance operations. For goods and foods, the security and safety control criteria will be the maximum level of the airport security check. For security reasons and to ensure operational effectiveness, Expo will appoint one single official logistic provider. This provider will have the exclusive right for all the last-mile operations during the event period. By last-mile operations, I mean activities such as proximity warehousing and security checks, exhibition and merchandising materials, special goods such as plants, high-value or fragile items, oversized items, on-site deliveries and pickups, value-added logistic services such as on-site unloading. Now something very important for the delivery schedule. The delivery schedule for the non-food logistics will be only from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. By the end of January 2014, you will receive the non-food logistic guide with all the details. Let me point out that the exclusive right for the smart logistics provider will refer only to the event period and not to the preparation and dismantling period. In the preparation and dismantling period, the same provider will be appointed as recommended logistic provider on a non-exclusive basis. In this way, Expo will support all the participants for the handling of all non-food related items, such as furniture and fittings, personal belongings, international freight forwarding, temporary storage capabilities, national transportation and custom clearance operations. Let me stress and recap again. We will have one official logistic provider exclusively managing the last-mile logistics operations during the event period. The same provider will act as a recommended logistic provider for the preparation and dismantling phase, offering integrated services on a non-exclusive basis. Before and after the event, you will therefore be able to choose your provider. By the end of January, the non-food logistics guide will be issued. In addition, Expo Milano 2015 is currently working with the Italian Custom Agency, the Ministry of Health, and the Ministry of Agriculture to provide the participants with simplified procedures and import duties solutions by leveraging specific bilateral import-export agreements with each single participant state. So much for logistics. Now let me turn to accommodation. Before presenting you the housing solutions, just a few minutes on the location of the Expo Village. The Expo Village is conveniently located just steps from the Expo site in an area with easy access to many tourist sites. The village is located at the center of the most important highways network in the north of Italy. And what is more, the municipality is planning to increase the public transportation from the site to the city of Milan. Near the village, there is also a high-speed railway station where all the trains from the most important Italian cities are scheduled to stop during the Expo period. And finally, Malpensa International Airport is just 35 minutes away from the site. You see, the Expo Village is located so close to the site that you can reach the site by walking in less than 10 minutes through the South Access Gateway, where your staff will have reserved fast-track access. Let me say that the proximity with the site makes it an invaluable location, offering the best accommodation options for those working at the Expo, reducing the commute time to the bare minimum and maximizing leisure time when staff are off duty. This will make it very convenient for all of you to reach your exhibition areas from your apartments and to go home at night. This slide shows the plan of the village. In the village, there will be 3 different housing solutions. A solution is the top one in terms of furniture and services delivered. The apartments will be located in dedicated buildings with luxury furniture, very nice finishing, and high-level services. The standard solutions B and C are similar to each other, but C has an additional bedroom in place of the living room. They will have young-style furniture and standard finishing and services. All the solutions designed offer apartments with 2, 3, or 4 rooms. Here you can see the plan of the apartments. These are solutions A and B. In the layout of solution C, the former living room has been transformed into a single bedroom, but there is still room for dining in the kitchen, which will become the communal area. This is an example of the living room in one of the apartments. Here you can see a photo of a double bedroom. The village will be managed like a hotel, therefore, maintenance, cleaning of the communal areas, waste management, 24 hours multilingual reception service, and housekeeping will be directly managed by Expo through an external supplier. So, a village located in an area from where you can also reach many tourist sites. A 4-star service, an Italian-style housing solution, and finally, a location very close to the site you can reach by walking. But what about the communal areas? Assuming that most of the guests will stay for medium and long periods, The village has been provided with some communal areas: a chill-out area, a television and newspaper room, meeting rooms, a gym, an interfaith center, a first aid point, a laundry room, and a locker room. The slide shows how many apartments there will be. The village will have 391 apartments. The configuration and the number of the different housing solutions were defined in order to maximize the number of bedrooms available. In detail, we will have 56 apartments with 2 rooms, 276 with 3 rooms, and 59 with 4 rooms. The solution will ensure a maximum of around 1,500 beds, most of them in 3 rooms Type C apartments. The village will open on the 1st of March 2015 and will close at the end of December 2015. In the meantime, Expo is working on a partnership with 5 hotels very close to the exhibition site to provide you with additional space for the pre-event, event, and dismantling period. Let me talk now about timing. By the end of November 2013, you will receive the accommodation guide with all the detailed information regarding the village, the hotels, the timeline, and the rules for booking. As you can see from this chart, the timeline for reservation is the following. By the end of February 2014, you have to submit through PDMS your request. By the end of April 2014, we will confirm you the apartment's availability. By the end of July 2014, you will submit your reservation forms. By the end of October 2014, the participant will confirm the number of guests for booked apartment. By the end of November 2014, we will sign the rental contract. Finally, in the last slide, we recap the timetable for the issuing of some of the operation guides. Accommodation will be issued by the end of November 2013. Non-food logistic by mid-January 2014. Waste management by the end of June 2014. Participants Service Center regarding the services supplied by public administration for immigration and workers permission by mid-February 2014. Participant Service Center for all the other additional services by the end of May 2014. Mobility will be issued by the end of May 2014. Accreditation by the end of September 2014. And maintenance and cleaning by the end of October 2014. Now, I started saying operation is a complex system. I hope you see we are trying to be with you every step of the way. No hesitation, no excuse. Thank you for your time and enjoy your IPM 2013.